Welcome back. We now head out to Cloquet, where it was senior night for the Lumberjack girls basketball team, celebrating night with a matchup against the Hibbing-Chisholm Bluejackets. There's a look at the senior class from Cloquet as family and friends pack the stands for the memorable evening. First possession of the game for the Bluejackets, they find a cutting Catherine Tao for the first points of the contest. So on the Lumberjack side now, senior Quinn Danielson finds the other senior Ava Carlson for the mid-range jumper. Cloquet goes up by 4. Hibbing on the attack now, aggressive takeaway by Carly Johnson, looking for points in transition, but she's denied by the hard hustle play from Jory Anderson. But the Lumberjackets would prove too much tonight. Layani Fatoni with the triple, nothing but net, and Cloquet would lock down defensively and cruise to a 31-point victory, defeating the Bluejackets by a score of 58-27. And last but definitely not least, we find you at Sparty Party Nation. Superior boys hosting the Hawks from across the bridge and up the hill. Both teams coming in with 17 wins on the season. So who'd put up number 18 tonight? Well, Superior's Trayshawn Sandiger was hoping them, putting up a big 3 as the Spartans now trail 30-18 here in the first half. Spartans cycling the ball here, but Alex Schott forces the turnover, says patience is overrated, takes it into his own hands, adding 2 to the Hawks' lead as they put up 8 unanswered. So as you can imagine, Corey Dedrick and company want to chat about it. So what do you know, right out of the timeout, the Spartans find an answer. Drew Isle with the layup, and the Sparty Party still have their work cut out for them. So when you got this guy in your squad who's also wide open, it's bad news. Bears the home team, but all hail Peyton Menzel right there. It's 41-20 Hawks. The UMD commit continues to prove he stars on the court too, off a one-leg fadeaway for 2. That's 13 points from number 14 as the Hawks soar into the half up 47-24 and fly out of Superior with the dominating 93-66 victory over the Spartans. So as hockey playoffs resume next week, basketball playoffs begin.
Okay.